Hello there, and welcome to the Slay Imposter Syndrome live coaching series. I am Cheryl McCreary, your executive leadership coach, and today I am talking about 3 spiritual practices for next level success. So let's jump right in. So, some of the most successful people in the world have spiritual practices that they do, that they practice, that they do on a regular basis to help support them in their success. And just to be clear, I am talking about spirituality, not religion, right? So I'm talking about a belief in a higher power, a belief in something greater than yourself, and practices that help you get aligned with that, whether you call it God or whatever you call it. So spiritual practices that help you get to next level success. So we see so many folks now, big stars and successful entrepreneurs who practice meditation or mindfulness or affirmations or talk about the law of attraction, sort of all these sort of spiritual practices and things. And they use them as a way to propel themselves into greater and greater success with greater and greater life balance. In fact, Harvard Business Review says nearly 9 in 10 entrepreneurs believe in some kind of religion or spirituality. And 67% of those who believe in a higher power believe their life has purpose. And if you're an entrepreneur or an executive or whatever it is that you do, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, whatever it is you do, feeling that your life has purpose certainly drives you to the next level. Feeling like you have a purposeful mission, a reason that you're on the planet, some work that you're here to do, helps propel you again and again to the next level. So Susie Ashworth, who is a Hay House author, she's a multiple six-figure coach, and she has lots of programs about scaling and growing to the next level. She says this. She says, I absolutely credit the speed at which my business has grown revenue-wise to $625,000 in sales last year. I credit that absolutely to a combination of my work ethic and my spiritual and mindset practice. This has allowed me to make quantum leaps in growth. And that's what we're talking about. How do we quantum leap to the next level? So let's talk about it. So one of the things, everyone's heard of meditation, and that is clearly a spiritual practice that has not only been shown scientifically to benefit and allow you to get centered, it allows you to have greater focus and clarity. It allows you to navigate through conflicts with more ease and grace, to have more emotional intelligence. In addition to the health benefits, the physiological benefits of meditation, in brain health and physical health and physiological health. So meditating is one of the top spiritual practices that you can begin to implement to propel yourself to the next level and support yourself at the next level. So support yourself in going to the next level. And so meditation can look like many things. And here's what I find a real sort of tension with the kinds of clients I work with and spiritual practices such as meditation. So I tend to work with high achievers, hard chargers, world changers, game changers, that kind of person who's always achieving, executing, and getting things done. I am that type of person. And what I find is sometimes it can be difficult to get that kind of individual, a high achiever, to sit down and to be still or to be quiet. And I hear like the mind is racing. I can't sit down for 10 minutes. My mind is racing. And that's exactly why you want to develop a meditation practice. And you can take baby steps to get there. So you can decide, you know what, I'm going to sit quietly just for 60 seconds. And then that'll be my 1 minute meditation. And then maybe next week I'll go to 2 minutes. So you can take baby steps and incrementally grow yourself into a meditation practice. But you want to be able to disengage from all the stimuli and to sit quietly and to allow your mind to empty and to just breathe and just be. You want to be able to do that. You want to have the agency over yourself, the mental discipline to just sit and be still and be quiet. And if you want to add other components of reading the Bible or spiritual text or whatever it is your religion is or your practices, you can add that onto it. But the ability to be still, to be quiet, to be open, to be present, and to allow yourself to just connect with that which is greater, that is a skill and a tool and a practice that will absolutely propel you to greater success and visibility. Because here's what's really interesting. People who are very centered very calm, or at least can be that way. Sometimes you get a feeling from them they're very centered and calm, tend to command the room, right? They tend to have great presence, even if they're quiet on the quiet side. They tend to be very commanding. People, when they listen, people talk, because there's a centeredness, a calmness at the core. Even if they're moving fast, there's something very centered. So meditation is one of those practices that reaps so many benefits. I can't even go into all of them, but you want to begin to do that. Now, another practice that you can do to another spiritual practice to really help support you in next level success is something like qigong or yoga. So my personal favorite is qigong, which is a moving martial art. It is a moving practice. So if you've seen Tai Chi, that's a very slow kind of it's a much slower moving practice. But qigong is more of a moving, rhythmic, spiritual practice that allows you to get centered and create a flow of chi. Chi is the word for energy. So it allows the chi to flow and begin to circulate in your body. And so there's breathing, there's coordinated movements, and there's a breathing pattern, and it's very gentle, very rhythmic, and it's incredibly powerful for strengthening your body, for calming you down, lowering your blood pressure. It is incredibly strengthening for getting circulation going, getting your energy going, clearing your mind. You feel better. And so Qigong is a practice, a spiritual practice that will help you, particularly if you're the kind of person that yoga is a little bit too static for you. So doing yoga poses is something where you feel like, I just do not want to do that. So if yoga is something that doesn't really work for you, then look into a Qigong practice, a Qigong class, or you can get videos online. There's some great videos online, Lee Holden, Chuni Lin. There's lots of different great videos around Qigong, and it's a powerful practice of focus and attention and breathing and circulating and just getting things moving. And I practice Qigong. It's incredibly energizing. So if I've had a long night or I stayed up late to do something work related or business related, or I'm feeling tired, I will do a Qigong practice, which is a lot of breathing and moving in very specific ways. And it's very energizing, very clarifying. So that's the second one. And then the third thing I'm going to invite you to do is a mindset shift, a mindset click. And that is to begin throughout your day, as you're moving through your day, begin noticing, or what's called witnessing. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is you're in your day, you're going through your day, but there's also a part of you that's observing what is happening, right? So many times we're drawn into things and we get reactive, right? We're drawn into things, we're drawn into conflict, we're drawn into various things, and we are reacting. We're just reacting, right? We're just like like a bell's ringing, and we're just all over the place. And so the opposite of that is being able to be in what's called a witnessing consciousness, which means that even though you're moving through your day, you also are aware enough and present enough to yourself to witness how you're feeling, right? Almost like you're observing yourself, observing how I'm feeling, observing what is happening, observing, oh, this person said this to me and I feel this way about it, or this particular thing is happening and I can feel my heart racing and I can feel that I'm getting anxious, right? There's a part of you that's observing what is happening, even though you're still involved in whatever's happening. And when you're able to do that, to really just observe and be self-aware, it's really a practice of self-awareness. When you're able to be self-aware, you have more power. The more self-aware you are, the more power you have. And the more power you have, the more visible you become, right? So when you're self-aware, then you're not reactive. You're not all over the place. No one can yank your chain, because you're aware. You're sort of seeing what's happening, seeing how you're feeling, deciding how you're going to respond to whatever's going on. And so no one can really yank your chain, right? Because you're very centered. You know what's happening. So that is the third thing I want you to do is the spiritual practice of just being self-aware in any moment, in any given moment, and noticing when certain things happen that make you feel uncomfortable, or certain things happen that spark joy, right? When you notice these things, when you are aware of yourself, when you are aware of what's happening, you're aware of your triggers, you're aware of the things that make you incredibly joyful. When you have that level of awareness, that's where you have true power. So these are the kinds of practices you want to begin to implement to have next level success. Because let me tell you, when I work with my clients, the number one thing that I see is as you go to the next level, you have to be more and more strategic, right? The lower level you are, the more you're sort of tactical, you're executing, you're doing things, you're running around. But the higher up you go in leadership, the more visionary, the more strategic, the more you have to have a big picture, the more you need to pull out to that 30,000-foot view so that you can have a bigger idea, an expanded view of what is happening, what is coming, what's on the horizon, what needs to happen. So you can't have a higher view if you're not practicing things that move you into a higher state. So that is how you use these spiritual practices to get to your next level of success. So they are meditation, finding a meditation practice. They are practicing some kind of physical thing like yoga or qigong. And the third thing is having that witnessing consciousness or that self-awareness of what is going on with you at all times. That's how you level up. Now, if you'd like to know more about the work that I do as an executive coach or how to deal with imposter syndrome, you can check me out at Slay Imposter Syndrome. And here on Facebook and YouTube, I'll be doing a lot more coaching and a lot more videos. I look forward to seeing you soon. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'm happy to take your coaching questions and do some videos all about it. Okay, until next time.